Hello everyone, this is Lindell from South Carolina. Today I'm working our June transfer. I've done several versions of it. I've used this transfer several times and it's still working for me. This piece is planks that are put together that I purchased on Etsy, and they are made for this transfer to fit on, and there were add-on embellishments and 3D art to go with it. I'm showing my paste that I'm using, and I'm using a lot of different colors. On the base, I'm going to use camel, teal, lakeshore, and shimmer frost. And then on each one of those little embellishments, I'll be using different colors. They have a solid base, and then they have an overlay cutout that goes over them. So it's a 3D effect, and they look really nice. And there's a shell, a starfish, a sun, and an anchor. The anchor, I painted the back part of it cadet blue, and then the overlay I painted in shimmer silver to get the silver look of an anchor. The sun, I painted the back flat part of it bumblebee, and then the overlay I painted with white, bright white paste. The shellfish, I painted dune on the overlay and papaya on the background of it, and that made a really nice look. And then the shell itself, I painted white for the background and storm for the overlay. I think I have got those colors all right for you. And now I'm going to take camel, and I'm going to start at the bottom. And this is my vision of sand. So I'm going to go probably like halfway up the second board, and then leave a little bit of a space. I do wet my brushes, and here I decided to pull out a little tray that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I picked a couple of those up a while back. They're really handy. There are four little pockets in them, so you can work with separate colors, and you can have more space to work, more painting area. So I am painting that camel, and like I said, I squirted distilled water in there, and I'm trying to keep any elements out of my paste jar that might contaminate it. So now I'm going to bring out the Couture Teal. It was kind of gummy. I should have stirred it and put some water in it, but I squirted my brush, and then I just kind of put my brush in it. I should have taken some of it out with a paste spatula and put it on that tray and worked from that, but it's okay. It went all right. I leave a little bit of space in there that I'm going to fill in just a little bit with the shimmer frost, and that gave a really nice look. Now I'm going for the sky with the lakeshore color, and it all kind of flowed pretty well. I used the shimmer frost again between the lakeshore and the teal, and between the teal and the camel. And then I kind of made like clouds in the sky was what I did. I just kind of dotted it in, and I took my fingers and smudged it. I haven't done that yet, but that's what I will be doing as I get this done. It came out really well, I thought. At first look, it's kind of rough looking, but when it's all done, it was surprisingly nice, I felt. So I'm holding it up for you there to see. And I'm going to now pull the shimmer frost into play, I think. I'm thinking of it, and I want to, yes, that's the shimmer frost, and I haven't used that in a while. I used that a lot at Christmas time at the holidays, but I haven't used it much since. So I decided to get yet another brush. I'm trying to keep all clean brushes. And then I'm just kind of splattering it on, just melding it in between those two colors. And it gives like a little frosty look, and it's a little frothy look as well. Like, let's say, waves on the sand, kind of how they are foamy sometimes when they come in, when the tide comes in or when the waves roll in, and it's kind of foamy. And then I'm going to go between the Couture Teal and the Sky, and I'm going to give some like little, I was planning for like little white caps on the waves. And then I just wound up, I'm using my finger there to smudge it and smooth it in, and that made it have a little bit better effect. And there you can't tell. It doesn't, it's hard to tell that there's anything good coming out of that, but I'm telling you, it really did come out great, I think. So now I'm going to put it up higher, a little cloud effect maybe. I wasn't sure what I was doing, but when I wound up splotching it on, I just, smudged it, and it's what it is. I made it like some white caps and then just some clouds in the sky. And that was in my little brain that I would do that, and I thought that came out awfully nice. So I was happy with that. And like I said, it's hard for you to tell from here because you don't have that vision yet of a completed project. And an artist sees their palette different from everyone else sometimes. So I'm drying it a little bit, and then I'm going to decide to put it over to the side because I want to do all of those little embellishments and work with them. I turned my camera down a little bit because it was too high and you weren't seeing my whole work surface, and I apologize for that. This is not rocket science, but Lindell's still in learning mode and working it out, and I hope you'll enjoy my videos. I really do, and I hope that you will share them and spread them. And if I could get likes, it would be good if you just give a one-word comment. No matter what you say, a comment is helpful. I'm not live doing it, so we can't interact, but when I go live, I would like for you to keep in mind to come watch with me and play with me and craft with me. So I put that over to the side and decided to, don't know what I decided there. Oh, I sanded it a little bit. I wanted to wax it. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and put the transfer on. I apologize. I was thinking I did the other little pieces first. So I'm putting wax on it, and I did sand just a little bit to smooth it out. It's a very thin piece of wood. I was going to check with my Crop-A-Dile earlier to see if I could punch holes in it in the top to put some wire or rope through. I've decided I'm going to probably attach the rope. I didn't do it yet, but I did get some nautical rope. I have some somewhere, but I had to wait and purchase some again because I couldn't find mine. And I got some today at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to attach that from the back, and I'll probably use E6000 as well as hot glue to do that. This is not a heavy piece, so it won't have weight on it. Now I'm applying the transfer, and I'm making sure that I've got it on those little boards correctly so that I'll have room and space to put my different items, as you can see, that are going to sit on it once they're done. So it is divided. It is little planks, even though they're on a flat piece. They do have divots in them. I mean, they do have a line spacing in them, so it makes it a little more sketchy to try and transfer the words on, making sure that you don't fall between the spaces. So I started, and I was not decided yet. I was planning to do black velvet paste, but then my mind just saw that cadet, and I thought all of these blues will just blend so well. And even though you see such different colors, the spectrum is perfect. And, and then that camel at the bottom just makes it pop for the sand. That's how I feel. Anyway, I am using the small squeegee, and I am applying Cadet Blue. And there was one spot right there in the E that you see there was a bleed, and that when I show the picture at the end, it's still not fixed, but that will be fixed. I tried to take it off with my scrapey tool, but I couldn't, so I will go back and paint just a tiny bit of Lakeshore under that, the Lakeshore color, to cover that blotch. It was the only spot that happened, and I was like really glad that it didn't happen anywhere else, because it was a little bit tough doing it on those pieces of plank there. So now I apologize for this, but I didn't know how to take it out of the video. I had to go wash that. I just didn't feel like I could leave it. That transfer has been used quite a bit, and I wanted to make sure that I cleaned it well quickly so that I can use it again. That's the beauty of our transfers, is being able to use them over and over, but you do have to take care of them. You do have to give them love. And this one has been loved. I've done a lot of things with it. So now I think I hold it up for you. It is really, I'm drying it. It did turn out really nice, and you can see the background just like falls right into place behind the wording. And it's awesome. I think it turned out really, really good. So I was just proud of it. So now I'm going to start working on these little pieces, and the anchors first. I'm going to paint that anchor Cadet Blue. I already had that blue out, so I just decided to go ahead and go with that. And that is the flat, solid back piece of it. The overlay is a tiny piece that's etched with spacing in it, and I'm going to do that in the shimmer silver, because I think that will pop with that piece. And anchors are some kind of metal, even though they probably look rusty and brown and whatever, but I see silver. So in my eyes as an artist. So here we go. I'm just going to use that shimmer silver, and I haven't used that in a long time either. But I'm just going to keep this little brush and clean it each time between. And it worked out really nicely. I'll tell you, it cleaned well. I dipped it in the water bath and used my paper towel, and none of the paste stayed in it, and it came clean really quick and I didn't have to worry about changing brushes. I think at the very end I did change up to a different brush for something I did, but there you go. There's the anchor done. Now I'm going to pull out the starfish, and on the starfish I'm going to do the front part of it, the overlay, in Dune, and that's a pasty, yellowy, off-white eggshell. I don't know what color you call it. It's Dune. It's maybe it's like white sand. I don't know. But then I'm going to do the back side of it, the flat, solid side, in papaya. And that is an orangey color, and that coral color, that looks really nice. It came out nice. I was happy with all of those little pieces when I got done with them. The only one that gave me grief was the sun, trying to get it glued together, but eventually I got it done. So this is a really pretty color as well, the papaya, and it's a soft color. It's softer than taking the couture coral or the orange peel or anything like that. And even the guava. The guava's a little deeper. The guava's a beautiful color, but this is soft. I really liked it. And that's what I did. So that's almost done. and it will be ready to sit aside and dry, and then we'll pull out the next piece. And I can't remember what I pulled out next. Let's see, be a surprise. Okay, I put the shell. So the shell, I painted the solid back surface white, and I painted the overlay Storm, which is a gray. And I didn't want to do it silver or anything like that. I didn't want it to bling. The anchor is the only thing that I felt like I wanted some sparkle on. So I did that with the bright white, the back of the shell, and then the front part of it, like I said, with the Storm, and it turned out really nice. It was a good effect as well. And all the different colors blended fine with what's already on the palette and on the board. It just gave some extra little bit of more color to it. So that's the Storm, and the Storm's a gray, so like a storm cloud. So I get that done, and then the next one that I have to do is the sun. And like I said, that sun was a thorn in my side for a little bit. I had to work on it a lot, and the painting it wasn't the issue. It was the gluing it. It just did not want to adhere. And I was trying to use my hot glue, my Gorilla hot glue, for all of these, and that was a little bit of an issue because there's not a lot of back space to put glue on for these overlays. So now I am painting the little overlay of the sun white, and the little prongs and pointed part, and then I'm going to paint the sun, the back part, the flat solid part, in Bumblebee yellow. And I think it looks really good. It really looked good. It was just getting that thing to adhere was a little hard in the end. I did finally use some multi-purpose adhesive, liquid adhesive in the very end. I think that's going to hold fine. It's still holding as of now, but so the yellow pops when you put that white on it. And all of them, like I said, they all came out really, really nice. And we have 7 minutes left to go on this thing. So I put those aside to dry. I think I don't remember if I dried them right away. And then I wanted to, I think I dried them. Yeah, I did. I dried them. I just used my heat tool and dried them completely. And I think I think I put them together next. I had my glue gun already turned on, so it was ready to go. And they dried pretty quickly, actually. And I really loved that one, the starfish with that papaya look. That was just a really pretty look. When the white goes over it, or the dune goes over it, it's not white, it's dune, and it's just a perfect melding of colors. So I'm doing the hot glue now, and here's the sun. That's the first one I did, was the sun, and the sun was gave me grief, like I said. It just was not that easy to do, and then I wasn't sure the glue was coming out. I was having trouble seeing. Was at night, even though I have really good light, my eyes don't function as well at night unless it is terribly bright lights, and it didn't want to stay. See, you can see it just did not want to stay. So I went over to get some, I think it's some glitter glue, liquid glue that I have. It's called glitter glue. It's like Eileen's, some kind of glue I got from, I bought it on Amazon, I'm sure. And I put it in little tubes, and I've got one there, but I couldn't get the tube open. It's not been used in a long time, and it's like a little pointed, so it gives a pinpoint amount. So I wound up taking that and getting a paintbrush. a tiny paintbrush, and I made sure that I went with something that I wouldn't care if it got messed up by the glue, that I wouldn't want it again. I made sure it's a good paintbrush, but I never use it, so I figured it's okay. It turned out to be okay. The glue did not mess it up. The glue is water soluble, so then I decided to pour it into the little paste tray and work out of that. So that was how I did that. It did not work for that sun, though. It absolutely did not work. I don't know what was the problem there. I maybe needed to leave it alone for a while, which I did. You can see I put it away, and the rest of them seemed to adhere okay. I may find that they aren't going to stay, and if that's the case, I am going to try something else with them. I'm not sure what, but the liquid adhesive, it's called Tombow that I use. That is a mono adhesive, and it does work really well, and it stays tacky to hold a surface together. So now I'm doing the same thing with the starfish, and just let all of those sit. And like I said, all of them worked fine. There was a little more surface on most of them. The sun I don't know what happened to it. It just didn't want to work, and that's all there is to it. But I mean, it's together now. And that starfish, I just loved it. I loved that dune over that papaya. I've said that several times, but it did look really nice. So we're running down toward the end of our video, and we have about 3 minutes or so. And I'm getting these pieces together, and the sun there again is just doing that thing and did not want to stay. It was just not wanting to stay. I was just so angry with it. But anyway, the shell and the starfish, and then now the anchor. And I put the anchor on, and it stayed okay. It's a very small surface, too. There's very little to put glue on it. So I put that little brush in the water bath, and was hoping that it would be okay. And it was okay. I cleaned all my brushes afterwards. So now I'm bringing back our board, and I'm going to put these, hot glue these on. And it's not a piece that you would want to hang outside. It's not going to be a good outdoor piece. Maybe on a porch, or just indoors, maybe in your beach house, or your place that you dwell in at the cabin or the beach. It just hangs as some inside decor, maybe in your bathroom, if you have enough wall space, and in your bathrooms, that would work really nice. I don't have that much wall space in my bathroom, so I would probably hang it on a cabinet door. And that sun, again, is that sun. So I left the sun off. I decided, let's leave it be. Let's show you everything else. And 3 is good anyway, actually. It's not so bad, because I've always thought that you went in not in even numbers, which would be 4 in that case, but you go in odd numbers when you're decorating and doing embellishments. And so actually 3 is fine. Thanks for watching.